Welcome to my full day in the life of a busy dad who stays jacked year-round. I used to believe that I had no time and no energy to work out and to get into shape. I would always try to do more and try to get to my results the fastest that I possibly could. And the way I did that was by starving myself and going extremely hard in the gym. No days off, extra long hours, and just going until I hurt myself or I got burnt out. It took me so long to realize that I was just spinning my wheels. I don't want that for you guys. I want you guys to get the results that you're after, and I want you to be able to live a happy and confident life. Even with kids, even with a manual labor job. I want you guys to know that it is possible. These past 4 months, I've dropped 40 pounds, defeated depression, and became the strong, confident leader that my family needs. I gained my edge back, and it all started with this right here, a solid morning routine. Without this daily morning routine, I wouldn't be the dad that I am today. It's literally created the foundation of my life. It's created a stronger mind, body, and soul that has transferred over into me becoming the best dad and husband possible. In case you didn't know me, my name's John Mathis. I'm 26 years old. I grew up kind of chubby, had really long hair, and my clothes were kind of like hand-me-downs, I guess. This was like the first part of my life. So like elementary school, middle school. Man, I was just looking rough, you know. I got bullied for it a lot. I looked at the other kids, you know, with the fresh cuts, the fresh fades, and the outfits, and all the girls were talking to them. You know, they had friends. I just felt kind of outcasted from the beginning. And I realized that they were doing sports. People's attention was always fixated on sports. These kids were always in shape. You know, most of them had abs. Like, no wonder the girls loved them, you know what I mean? I didn't. I had freaking boobies. I had man boobies and long hair. I was basically a chick. No wonder the chicks didn't like me, because I was a chick. Anyways, I was unfortunately born with a genetic disorder called osteogenesis imperfecta, which doesn't really hinder me, but I have broken a lot of bones. The whole thing about the genetic disorder is that my body can't uptake calcium like everybody else. So I was never able to be put into sports. My mother, my grandmother were like, nah, he's gonna break something, especially football. And that's the thing that I wanted to do. Like, no, he's gonna break something, it's gonna be bad. So I never got to play in sports, and I never got to actually prove myself worthy. It wasn't until I picked up lifting that I was able to really focus on myself. I couldn't control how people felt about me, but what I could control was my physique. And it took me years, you know, it took me years to understand the concepts of eating more food, eating the right foods, eating the right way, training the right way. But eventually, I was able to figure it out. I was able to get it down and make the progress that I wanted. You know, it came to the point where the bullies started respecting me. For the first time in my life, I got the respect that I craved so much growing up. It just felt so surreal. It really stuck with me after that. You know, lifting has had an amazing impact in my life. I got married young, but I feel like that makes life more meaningful and more purposeful. Started going to work at a welding and manufacturing plant. That was fun for the 4 or 5 years that I was doing it. But eventually, I let it beat me up. And I lost myself, man. I put so much focus and effort into work that I just got lazy. I got fat. I let that job consume me. I let it be the only thing that was on my mind because I wanted to provide a better life for my wife. I wanted a higher pay, and the only way that I knew to get that was to work harder. But it was making me sacrifice the only thing that made me feel whole. I was sacrificing my family time, I was sacrificing my energy, and I was just sacrificing myself. I started picking up drugs and alcohol like the people around me, just to cope with how fat and soft I was getting, how depressed I was feeling. You know, every day I would come home just to sit on the couch, play video games, order DoorDash, drink a little bit of whiskey, smoke a little bit of weed, and then fall asleep, wasting the only time that I had with my family. And there came a point where I would get so angry at what I was becoming, this soft, weak man. And I took it out on my wife. I would lash out, get angry over nothing. And I remember very vividly this one time, I threw the trash can. And that was the point where I was like, dude, what am I doing? Why am I feeling like this? This felt so pathetic, so wrong, so stupid. I was just tired of who I was becoming. I realized that enough was enough. If I wanted my son to be the leader that I want him to be, if I want him to be the big, strong man that his family deserves, I was going to have to step it up. And from that moment on, I vowed to become the best person I could be. Not only for my family, but for God as well. I had to become the rock, the foundation. And the only way to do that was to start with myself. So I dropped the drink, dropped the smoke. I started eating better, started taking my health more serious, started getting up earlier, starting getting everything in check, really taking my health, my leadership, and my mentality to the next level so that I could be there for my family. And I could tell it's working because I'm happier, more disciplined, more motivated. And the other day, my wife told me that she was proud of the man that I was becoming. So I won't ever give up. For them, I must be the man that they need every day so that they can live a happy and fulfilling life. And it all starts with me, the foundation, the rock, the man that holds the family together. I was gonna work out, but my son shat himself, and now he's up. Say hi. I just want to make sure that this video is reaching the right audience. So, if you're tired of looking in the mirror and seeing this sorry, soft version of yourself, this will be for you. If you're tired of that beer belly, then this video will be for you. If you think that your kids deserve a father that they can be proud of, then this is going to be for you. If you're willing to kill the vices, kill the old habits, and start building a bigger and stronger version of yourself, then this video is going to be for you. If deep down you know you are meant to be something more, something stronger, physically, mentally, spiritually, then this video is for you. If you're ready to commit every ounce of your effort into becoming the best version of yourself and the leader that your family needs, then this is for you. Now I'm going to tell you who this is not for. If you're not willing to kick the vices, the comfort, and the excuses, it's not going to work for you. If you're trying to find some type of quick fix or some easy hack, then this system's not going to work for you. If you're content with being average, soft, and wasting your potential, it's not going to work for you. The system's about rebuilding confidence, strength, and morality. Building leadership that supports your family, brick by brick. I'm going to explain how I made this transformation. How I went from 205 pounds to this lean, ripped, sexy, jacked dad of a man. And it's all possible. Even if you are a busy dad, even if you got a demanding job, I'll show you exactly how to do it. All right, let's break it down. When you first start working out, you're probably getting into working out because you're depressed, unhappy, or you're just sad with life. You know, you don't like the circumstances that are going on. Maybe it's a job that you don't really like. Maybe it's your physical appearance. Whatever it is, you're depressed, you're unhappy, and you're trying to make a change. All right. The next thing, you could be disgusted with what you see in the mirror. You know, some of us go to take a shower and we see ourselves in the mirror and we feel like a sack of potatoes, right? We feel disgusted. And the crazy thing about uh, not liking what you see in the mirror is that it really affects you mentally. It takes a mental toll on you. So if you're depressed and unhappy, plus you're fat and you don't like the way you look, you're really just giving yourself a combo. The tongue speaks life and death. Maybe you have a family. You want to be that rock, that foundation that your kids and your wife can lean on. This is where you're at. Depressed, unhappy, disgusted with what you see in the mirror, and you want to make a change because you want to be that man that your family deserves. So what do? You get the motivation. You're like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to kick it up a notch. I'm ready to smash my goals. You get this urge of just freaking energy to just crush life, dude. And what happens is you try to do it your way. Since your fat ass loves Burger King so much, I had to put this in here. And what that includes is that you cut out all foods. Since your diet mainly consists of Burger King, French fries, pizza, and a solid burritos, you cut it out completely. Thinking that this is the way to get ripped, this is the way to get abs. You start hitting the gym right after work at the worst possible time at 5 p.m. when all the broccoli heads are taking up all the cable machines. The Karens are coming over asking you how long you got on the treadmill. It's just chaos, dude. It is the worst time to go. Right after work, 5 p.m. It's ass, dude. Since you're hitting the gym, might as well get the best quality program, right? Wrong. The fitness industry is full of freaking marketing wizards, all right? They're doing everything that they possibly can to get your money. And that includes taking steroids, all right? They take steroids to look the way they do, and they train a completely different way than us naturals. So you opt into one of their programs. You take some of their advice. And what their advice is, do more, go harder, and absolutely destroy your freaking muscle. All right. And typically, these programs are about 2 to 2.5 hours long. Usually, a body's part split. So, something like Monday, you do chest, Tuesday, you do back, Wednesday, you do shoulders, Thursday, you do arms. Friday, you do legs. Rest and repeat. Sometimes they don't even have rest because they're so freaking hardcore and amped up on testosterone that they just want to crush life. We don't have all that testosterone, right? We don't have triple the amount of a normal person. So we're just normal people. You are going to destroy your body, especially as a blue collar male. You're going to be wrecked, dude. Your job is physically demanding enough. You do not need to be freaking breaking your legs and arms just to get into shape. Now, with the Burger King methodology, with your way methodology, you see some success, right? Because it's the law of thermodynamics. You are literally cutting out calories, which is going to make you lose weight. If you do not eat, you're going to lose weight. Science does not deny that. You are hitting the gym. You just started a new stimulus. So that means that you're going to be getting a little bit of muscle mass, right? If you last that long. If this way is sustainable long enough for you to actually build muscle, then you would see some muscle gain. But most likely, probably not. But you will see weight loss with the cutting of food. And then the whole freaking bodybuilding program, yeah, you're gonna feel like I'm doing something because you're gonna be so sore. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, dude, I can't barely move my biceps. I feel like a T-Rex all day. I think it's working. No, it's not how it works, dude. Boom! Life happens, dude. Life freaking happens. Maybe you had to stay at work a little extra and you couldn't make it to the gym that day. That's fine. You're probably like, yeah, I'll just go tomorrow. Boom. Same thing happens again. So what do? Skip the gym again. And because your program is so demanding that you need to be there 2.5 hours a day every single day, that you feel like shit for skipping a day. And you're just like, forget it. Maybe I'll just stick to my starvation. All right. Then that fails you. Because somebody rolls around with freaking donuts at work, right? Some of the bosses think they're doing some good, kind things by bringing everybody fucking donuts or pizza. So then you go and you have a couple, right? You actually just go, maybe I'll just have one, maybe I'll just have a bite, and I'll just spit it out or throw it in the trash. You take a bite of that donut after you've been starving for a month, and you're just like, oh my God, dude, I love food so much. And you just cram a bunch of donuts. Dude, trust me, I've done this, bro. They brought donuts and I was like starving and I just smashed like six of them. That will ruin your whole freaking progress. Now you feel like shit. Now you're just like, I really messed up. I really love food. So let me just, kind of let me get back into the groove of things. Let me just eat what I want for a couple weeks and then I'll get back into it. Not realizing that you're just wasting all the time that you spent losing that weight and working out. So you stop working out, you go back to eating the way you did, and you're just going back to the old you, man. You're having struggles with consistency and discipline because of the way that you're doing it. This is not sustainable. This is miserable. Nobody wants to starve. Nobody wants to cut out the foods they love. Nobody wants to hit the gym with a bunch of weirdos around. Nobody wants to hop on a program and literally destroy themselves. We're not David Goggins, okay? We're just normal men looking to be strong, looking to lead our family and be happy. So, after you struggle with consistency and discipline, your results fade, your mission fails, and you accept defeat. And you give up. You're like, maybe this is not for me. This is you right here. Sad, fat, and depressed. Or maybe it's not you. Maybe you're like, I'll just get it next time. And then you know what? You just revert all the way back to the beginning. And you start all over again. And you just keep doing this cycle back and forth, back and forth. And you're just spinning your wheels. It's terrible because I've seen it so many times. I've done it. Everybody that I worked with would try to do this. Like they would try to do something, but there's a reason people don't look good. It's because they struggle with feeling good. They don't enjoy the lifestyle. They don't enjoy getting jacked and being that leader. Nobody's gonna want to stick to something that they can't enjoy. So I'm gonna introduce you to the revamped father's methodology. I want to take my 8, 9, I think it's around 9 years of experience. I've been lifting since I was in freaking freshman year of high school. Spent, dude, countless waking hours researching this stuff, figuring out what works for me, figuring out what works for others. Being a new dad and a new husband, it's been rough, man. A lot of things change when you get older, when you get a good job, when you start building a family, when you start getting the bills in and the stressors of life, and you start having kids. It's just it all compounds. Life doesn't get easier, it always gets harder. And we need something that builds us up. And that's going to be the Revamped Fathers program, where you crush your weakness and rebuild your legacy, not only for yourself, but for your kids and your wife. So we go back to square one. We want to change life because we're unhappy with whatever we're dealing with, right? But this time, you adopt a new identity and you commit long term. The new identity is you're transforming into something else. You're transforming into a completely different person, and you have to download that into your mind. You can't be the same old person and expect to live a life of a different person. You need to adopt the identity of somebody who is jacked, who is a leader, who is strong for their family. And what does that person do? They commit. They commit to this right here, personal development. A person who is jacked, who leads their family and has no weakness, has eradicated it from their life, starts right here. This is the difference between the Burger King Your Way methodology and the revamped Fathers methodology. It all starts with a morning routine. Wake up earlier to focus on yourself, to get the most important task done first thing in the morning so you don't have to worry about it. That includes reading and journaling. The whole process of becoming a new person is very difficult on your own, right? So, we're going to need you to read. We're going to need you to journal. If you read and journal, you're downloading the information of these elite level people, right? You don't have access to these people on a normal day to day basis. Say LeBron James made a book, right? All his experience, all his mindset tactics. He was so passionate about basketball and whatever he got going on in his life that he wrote a book about it. A thick book of just his mind being dumped into multiple pages. His whole life experience, his mindset tactics, who he is being poured into this book. And you have access to that for a relatively affordable and cheap price. I think most books go for 20 bucks. Buy that book, read it, and take it for yourself. Because the people around you, they're just average. They're soft. There's a reason that 99% of people don't make it into that success bracket that some of these elite people have. And it's because they don't have the mindset, they don't have the experience, they don't have any of this stuff, right? And how do you get access to that? Through reading. Journaling. Journaling is great for unlocking just the inner workings of your mind. Really just sit down with yourself, pray to God, take up whatever problems that you're having, experiencing, and let it all out on the paper, right? Ask yourself why. Ask deep questions like, why am I feeling this way? Why is my life this way? And then ask why again. Always ask why twice. Journaling is very important because it allows you to figure out who you are, figure out your morality, and develop a relationship with God. Your mind is being expanded, it's being worked on. You're solidifying the leader inside of you with journaling, all right? After you read and journal and solidify your mind, you're going to get into a workout. You're going to increase your energy and save time with short workouts. 45 minutes to an hour every single day is good. And if you do like a split, you can do like a chest and back one day, shoulders and arms one day, legs one day, rest, repeat. So 6 days a week, 45 minutes to an hour long, really just focusing on progressing in main key lifts like squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, pull-ups, the main fundamental lifts that have been here for centuries, the stuff that has worked for everybody, not just people on gear. These are time-tested exercises, and we need you to be progressing on them in weight, reps, whatever it is. Every single workout, you need to be progressing. After that, if you don't feel like you did enough, just burn it out. Burn out the muscle that you are working for that day. Do AMRAPs, as many reps as possible after your heavy lifting set. And just get a good workout in. Get that energy up, get that positivity up. These workouts are not to break you down. They're to make you feel strong. They're to energize you, and they are to save time. With that being said, we find a system that allows you to work in your favorite foods. You could still have a solid burritos and lose weight. And you can still have a solid fries. You know how you do this? With tasty, low calorie alternatives. You're going to have to learn how to cook. You're going to have to cook at home. And I know some people are like, I don't have time. I'd rather just buy it. No, man, you got to pick a day like Saturday or Sunday and just meal prep. Cook all your foods out, weigh them out, put them in containers, and take them with you to work. This is going to be the most easiest way to stick to a healthy diet and lose weight without feeling like you're starving. There are so many good recipes out there, high protein, uh, low fat alternatives to what you enjoy already. And it's so much better for you. It tastes so much better too, as well. And it fuels your body. Whole, healthy foods that support muscle growth and fat loss is the key to getting in shape. Nutrition is 80% of the battle. And if you can't control what goes into your mouth, you're basically screwed. So, with the revamped Father's methodology, we'll be able to get you right. We'll be able to work in your favorite foods. We'll be able to teach you which foods are good, which foods are low calorie, which foods are high calorie, which ones you can work into your diet, and we'll just make a diet that's sustainable and enjoyable, so that you can get the results that you need forever, lifelong. Now, once you adopt the revamped Father's methodology, you're not going to feel restricted. And when you're not restricted, you're not emotional. And this is key. This is crucial for when you're trying to lead your family. You can't have an emotional man, right? When a dad acts on emotion, it's bad, right? Men are not good with emotions, and when they act out on their emotions, uh, things can go sideways real quick. We don't want that. We want to feel good. We want to enjoy life, and we want to be able to lead with a logical mind. All right. We want to do the best possible thing for our family at the right moments, at the right times, without an emotional hindrance, without restricting our food, feeling starved, feeling like a rabid animal. We don't want to operate at that level. We want to feel good, and we want to feel strong, confident, and ready to take on the day. Next up, with the morning workouts, with the simple, quick morning workouts, you're going to have more energy and more confidence. This is the mind that you want to operate from. You want to be high energy. You want to be able to give your energy to your employees, to your coworkers, to your family and friends. You want to be that person, right? You want your energy to be contagious, and you want to be confident doing it. You don't want to have like high energy and be all like anxious. Like, no, that's not good. Like, you want to have confidence in what you say, and you want to be that leader that your people need. With reading and journaling as your new foundation of building your mind and your identity, you're going to gain a new mindset, and the knowledge that you acquire is going to begin to transform your life. With that comes real results, life-changing results, not some quick fad results, not some like 5 to 10 pounds results and then gain it all back and plus some, not some spinning your wheels results. No, lifelong results that actually affect your life and not just your physical body. You're basically going to become superhero dad. All right, this is you. After adopting this methodology and this system, this is going to be you right here. And I'm not exaggerating, man. You're gonna feel like you can run through walls and fly around and shit. You're gonna be vibing so high that you're just gonna feel like you're floating. Those morning workouts really get you going. I remember I would come into work just like, let's go, like I was a supervisor or something. Like I was ready, I was pumping everybody up because of my quick little workouts in the morning. And it carried over throughout the day to my people, and it really had an impact on the people around me. And it stuck with me because of the reading and the journaling, the solidification of my morality and the new knowledge that I gained. I didn't revert back because I knew now. I had the knowledge now. I had the information to keep me going. This hasn't just worked for me. This worked for my buddy Steven. We're both welders. We both had hard jobs, busting our ass and, just doing hard shit, fire, grit, sweat, heavy lifting, metal, just you name it, shavings, grinding, electricity, all this stuff. Heavy work, man. And as you can see, Steven got into killer shape with adopting this methodology. He came to me, didn't know how to eat. He was working out, he had the average, kind of bodybuilder programming. And this boy was working out like 3 hours a day, going to work and just sleeping all day. Luckily, he didn't have a family, so he was able to do that. But his nutrition was ass, dude. He didn't know anything about nutrition, so he hopped on the team, got him right, and he made this sick ass transformation. One of my best clients did an amazing job. Next up, my brother. My brother was a gamer, like an elite level gamer, dude. He has the potential to go pro, and he wanted to get in shape. He was tired of looking at himself in the mirror, man. He would go into the bathroom for a shower and just see this, and it really ate at him, man. He was angry, he was depressed, and he hated the way he looked. He started working out, didn't see much results. We got him on the program, got his nutrition dialed in, got his workouts dialed in, and he made a crazy transformation. And now he's a better father, a better husband, and he's freaking a sexy dad now. This worked for me. I went from being 205 pounds at 5'5" to being ripped, sexy, and jacked, leading my family. I was depressed, sad, and just overall beat up in this picture. Like I look like a mess right here. But after I adopted all these tactics, all these routines and methods, came out stronger and better. Now this is cool, fine, and dandy, but how do we do all that? First off, we have to define what your goal is. Trying to get ripped, trying to get jacked. What are you doing? What is your goal specifically? Once you figure that out, you need to ask yourself, what is stopping you? What is stopping you from achieving this goal? This is a great question because most people get stuck here. They don't even ask this question. They kind of just, oh, I'm gonna try this. Oh, it didn't work. I give up. Let's go back to the normal routine. What didn't work in the past? Okay, starvation didn't work. Long, uh, excruciating workouts didn't work. Going at the wrong times didn't work. Going after work when you're exhausted didn't work. Going whenever your family's awake and they need you doesn't work. Why did it not work? Why did it not work? Because it sucked, dude. It was ass. It was not sustainable. It was not enjoyable. Now we know what doesn't work. What does work? Let's get into it. Working in your favorite foods and low calorie swaps instead of starve, binge, repeat. I'm telling you, you learn how to cook, you learn how to weigh it out, and you meal prep. It will change your life. You'll be able to manipulate your body and your physique any way that you want. It is the most crucial aspect for getting into good shape and having that physique that you desire so much, that Greek god physique, that superhero physique, that movie star physique. All starts with nutrition. Next, shorter workouts, 3 times a week. If you enjoy family time, if you enjoy having more time with your family and do other things other than work, a full body split 3 times a week will suffice. I personally prefer working out every single day to get that confidence, that energy up, and just building yourself up every single day so that you're ready and you're prepared for the day. Short workouts every single day to get that leader mentality and to get that confidence and that energy going so that you can give that version of yourself to your people and your family instead of the gym every day, 2 hours a day, beating yourself up, hating your life. Next up, the efficient, powerful morning routine versus exhausted, crowded gym sessions after work. I'm telling you, man, morning routine is life changing, especially for a man. Nobody gets up in the morning, and it's kind of nice being the only person up, working on yourself, feeling like you're doing something, really solidifying who you are as a person, you know, visualizing where you want to go in life, creating a game plan on how you want to operate, creating a game plan on what are the next steps to your dream life. A morning routine is absolutely life changing, and I recommend it highly for anybody, not just busy dads, but anybody. It works extremely well for busy dads, but anybody can incorporate a efficient, powerful morning routine. Reading, journaling, workouts, everything in the morning. So you feel good, feel ready. With this new way of living, you're going to seamlessly gain back control of your mind, body, and soul. These are the three pillars to becoming that solid foundation that your family needs. No more drinking, no more smoking weed, no more yelling and lashing out, no more being a lazy, sorry sack of potatoes. You're going to be a new man after this, a superhero dad. You will have the power to do it. And it's going to be easy, it's going to be enjoyable, it's going to be sustainable long term. This is the system that works for busy dads, for busy people, for people with exhausting schedules. This is what works. Trust me. You will reach superhero dad status forever. Now you have two options. Option number one, take all the knowledge that you learned in this video and apply it to your life and hopefully see some success. Option number two, we can guarantee success by booking a free consultation down in the description, and we'll see if we can apply my methodology to your life, custom. Now I want to reward action takers. So the first 5 clients that sign up for my coaching are going to get a $1,000 discount. Now, I know it seems scary hiring a coach online, but that's the exact step that you need to take because it's a direction that you've never been before. That's exactly how I felt when I hired my first mentor, and it changed my life. So once again, if you're serious about this and you really want to change your life and be that leader that your family needs, go ahead and hit me up. We'll get in touch. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like, subscribe button, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.